Hi, I'm Rev Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I've been a Course in Miracles student for 40 years. I'm going through the text starting this year, reading a paragraph or two at a time and asking Jesus to clarify for me, and then I share from that clarity. And that's what I'm doing today. So let's get started. We're looking at chapter 2, section 5, paragraph 9. And this is what it says. Healing is an ability that developed after the separation, before which it was unnecessary. Like all aspects of the belief in space and time, it's temporary. However, as long as time persists, healing is needed as a means of protection. This is because healing rests on charity, and charity is a way of perceiving the perfection of another, even if you cannot perceive it in yourself. Most of the loftier concepts of which you're capable now are time-dependent. Charity is really a weaker reflection of a much more powerful love encompassment that is far beyond any form of charity that you can conceive of as yet. Charity is essential to right-mindedness in the limited sense in which it can now be attained. So healing is our function while we exist in time and space, and though it has no place in reality, it's important here. What is most important to me in this paragraph is this. It is described as a way of perceiving the perfection of another, even if you cannot perceive it in yourself. I've prayed for someone and heard the ego tell me to heal myself before I go around trying to heal someone else. But if that's the case, if it was arrogant of me to attempt healing, even though I'm not healed, and if it's impossible for me to heal until I am healed, nothing would ever get done. Jesus also talks about the unhealed healer, but this is another issue. For now, what Jesus wants me to understand is this. 1, in reality, there is no healing or need for healing, but in time and space we need it. And 2, I can heal by perceiving the perfection in another, and this is not dependent on being completely healed myself. So here's how it occurs in my life. When someone tells me they are suffering, I know this is truth in time and that healing is needed. And so I pray for their healing in whatever form it needs to occur. But at the same time, I know they are not the body. I know they are part of the sonship and in God where he placed them. It doesn't matter that they don't know this. It doesn't matter if I don't always know it for myself. Right now, right at this moment, I know it for them. True healing is always the healing of a belief. It is all the same if they are experiencing a lack of money or lack of health or struggling with a relationship. They are holding a belief that must be undone. I don't concern myself with that because it's not my part. I simply believe in them and know the Holy Spirit will heal them. The beliefs we look at and allow to be undone in our minds are just steps in the process of remembering what we are. This undoing helps us to awaken from the dream and realize that the only problem we ever had was to believe we're separate from God. In paragraph 10 of the function of the miracle worker, it says this: charity is a way of looking at another as if he had already gone far beyond his actual accomplishments in time. Since his own thinking is faulty, he cannot see the atonement for himself, or he would have no need for charity. The charity that is accorded him is both an acknowledgement that he needs help and a recognition that he will accept it. Both of these perceptions clearly imply their dependence on time, making it apparent that charity lies within the limitations of this world. I said before that only revelation transcends time. The miracle as an expression of charity can only shorten it. It must be understood, however, that whenever you offer a miracle to another, You are shortening the suffering of both of you. This corrects retroactively as well as progressively. I can be completely caught up in my ego drama and still recognize the truth for someone else. It's amazing, really, how I can step seamlessly from ego to truth in a nanosecond. I can do this because while the ego is in my mind, truth is also in my mind. Through my strengthening desire to be more aware of the truth, I can more easily access it. The beauty of this is that when I speak or even think the truth for someone else, it heals. And it heals not just for that person, but also for me. It will often shift me right out of the ego as if the whole drama I had just moments ago had been thoroughly wrapped up in was nothing, which is, of course, exactly true. It was nothing. But boy, did it feel like something while I was focused on it. I'm so grateful for the release that healing brings. Do I always see the effects of the healing right away? No, but healing has occurred. It will wait for me and it will wait for the other person, and we will accept it when we can. Healing is limited to what we can accept, but it is never lost. And it is limited simply because it occurs in a world of limitations. But as Jesus says, whenever we offer a miracle to another, we shorten the suffering of both of us. This is an effect I can appreciate. The miracle corrects retroactively as well as progressively. I know that time is not real, and even in the illusion of time, it is not linear. I don't think of us living a long line of lives, one right after the other. Rather, I think of us living them all at once. Assuming something like reincarnation occurs, this sentence would mean that as I heal my right mind now, all my incarnations before and after on this imaginary timeline are healed. It must change everything. No wonder we save thousands of lives with each miracle. Of course, I don't know if I'm right about how it works, and probably I fall way short of understanding, even if I am on the right track. But here is what is certain and does matter. In time, the miracle of healing is important to me, and I can do this for others. And at the same time, it is done for me. Thank you so much for joining me in this reading of these last two paragraphs in section 5. And I hope that you found it helpful. If you did, please like it. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And I'll be back tomorrow and we'll be starting another section. I'll see you then.